Okay, that's a bit better. Say something, Aylin.
Hello, 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 hello.
Say something.
Okay, maybe a little bit more then.
And that's going to be that horrible scene just then was going to be the first thing you heard.
We fixed the audio. Everything's being recorded now. Good thing I checked.
Awesome.
Oh wait, let me make sure I'm actually recording, just to be safe, because now that I'm double checking everything.
That'd be a good start.
Actually recording.
Might as well triple check.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, 3 minutes in. All good. Not streaming. Thank you. Alright. Okay, all good.
Oh my gosh, I never even
My
actually
4020s are the-
never actually got my computer charger.
Oh.
Do you want to go get it now?
I don't actually remember where it is.
Do you want to go look for it?
I think it's in my my computer's just frozen.
Oh, should we
can
provide
see.
like a few minutes?
No, my computer has frozen. Yes, provide some distractions whilst I really quickly go and find my laptop charger.
Yeah.
Oh, I love when a game starts on time.
So how are you guys doing?
Good. Very jealous of all of your
Actually,
Sydney time.
yes, it's a good time. Yeah. We came back from.
It's looked like it's been really fun.
I got to meet Emma and Queenie for the first time. I've never met them in person. Oh my god.
Aww.
And how was that?
It was wonderful. It was even better than I could have ever imagined.
Very cool.
Aw, that's so cute.
Wow.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't get out of frame.
No, Emma, you're not afraid.
Lily, how could you do this to me? Will you stop drinking gong cha and shot? It makes me real sad.
How could you do this to me? Okay.
How could you do it?
The photos that we took.
They're in my bag in my room.
The alliance is over. Gong cha has come between us.
Well, this has just become an actual catch-up.
Okay, I give up. I messed up my document.
Oh no. Oh wait, then what?
But I mean, I have now it's currently fixed to where I can see all of the recap on one page, which it is a very short recap.
Oh.
But
My last note for the recap is hooligan swarm. Is the last thing I say.
Right, because we
that's professional.
We took some professional.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
look at you, cutie pie. Oh,
Semi-Loretta.
so adorable. God, me and Aylin are having all sorts of camera issues, aren't we?
I'm
Wait,
having
am I?
camera issues too.
Everybody's
actually.
fine for me.
Well, you're just 2 dots for me, Aylin, just doing a constant spin around each other. I keep freezing.
My computer noise.
am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
There we go.
I'll let anybody know who disappears on the video call. I mean,
Okay.
Okay. Wait, let me know when I'm frozen for you guys, because I keep freezing for myself, but I don't know if I'm frozen for you as well.
If you see anybody frozen, I'll let everybody know.
I'm frozen for myself again. I love just seeing myself frozen all the time, just in weird facial positions.
You'll be fine in the video because you're moving around.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty then. So, shall we play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Okay.
Is Queenie not playing today?
Not today, no.
Yes.
She's got an assignment due in tomorrow. So,
I see.
Shrekamus will be out of commission. And I need to write that on my notes, actually. Thank you for reminding me. Be Shrek.
I will also try.
Not that wobble.
Darazur, Daniel, right on all the NPCs for Lorella,
Oh.
Stan. We're going to go with the highest number today, by the way.
18.
I don't think it's me, unless somebody rolled higher than a 5.
Ah,
I think it might be Thomas.
so much.
I got a 12.
Okay, so then Thomas with 18.
So, okay.
Take us away.
Alright, so, session 34. It's very early, about 4 a.m. in the morning, and we eat goulash, of which Brian is suspicious and attempts to inside check. Shrekumus arrives with items from the assassins, which he then puts down and we inspect, and there's a lot of interesting stuff after inspecting them. Neff tries to take laces from the boots. No, don't do that. I'm going to relace myself, and they do. And then Blue puts them on, and they're tingling, and Bluey's not sure about the tingling of the boots, and then Emma's like, it's okay, it's not a bad thing. And then Bluey's like, alright, I'll take it. And so Bluey has the boots. Neff heads up to the spa after Slya checks on her. Everyone follows shortly after. Kaz wakes from a nightmare and goes to find the others. Kaz runs into Slya and gets filled in on the situation. Slya then walks to look for the body kit for the corpses for the thing. Sobek then wakes up, and most of us at that point go back to sleep. I think the people who stay awake are Brian and Kaz. Brian then goes and checks the dagger sheath and attempts to scry on the dagger holder, which doesn't work out. Cass then detects wyvern poison on the dagger and goes to the location, or attempts to go to the location of the attack in the courtyard and finds some residue and follows the path.
Oh, that's
So
good.
the path breaks and and eventually ends. There's a smaller trail and a slightly bigger trail, and then Cass walks down a bit further down and stops suddenly after a point, and then goes back to get Boba, who then joins Cass on the trailless journey. Cass notices a section, after walking a bit following this trail, of faux wall, uses Dispel Magic, and reveals that the faux wall was a makeshift repair
Goulash
job.
all along.
It was goulash all along. Repair job for the actual wall, which has a crack in it. Then Cass attempts to do a bunch of stuff, like send a mage hand and ways to get in without actually dying, probably. It spends a lot of time investigating the crack with Boba. Boba starts to get kind of sick of this after a while and almost leaves multiple times.
Worst date ever.
Literally.
So then Cass walks around for a bit because it's kind of sus. So Cass walks around, finds a door, and bounces off of it trying to break through. There's a guard that sees this and comes up and he asks, "Hey, you okay? Do you need any assistance? This is kind of weird. What are you doing?"
What you doing?
Then Kaz, with her amazing persuasion, persuades him to go find keys.
No.
I love that it's like, oh shoot, I was totally not trying to break into your place. Could you find keys to help me break in? And he's like, okay, fine.
I very much did not want to, but ended up doing it.
Persuasion is like, yes,
Yes.
I will follow these orders. He can't find anything, and Kaz eventually breaks in, looks around, sees food supplies, carrots, potatoes, various things, and runes on the ground, which burst into flames, and ignites the entire room, including Kaz. This is not good. Guards see this, obviously, and they're like, whoa, there is a fire here. And they come and get Kaz, and then they also try to put out the flames. Boba tries to leave, but gets escorted back by some guards. And then all the guards escort the two of them back to the courtyard, and at this point, the others finish off their 4-hour rest. To finish off their long rest, the group reconvenes and talks to Kaz. Kaz is healed a little bit. Osha, after then talking and discussing the incident and talking about the missing assassin and the weirdness of the runes in the door, Osha, Nev, Shrek, and Bluey, I think that's everybody, headed to the bazaar, and then after running into Jennifer in the crowd, or spotting her rather, Nev and Osha, they attempt to sneak up on her somewhat. Osha disappears into the crowd. Nev rolls on that one and falls into fish, and then accidentally insults the fishmonger and basically closes the riot after entering combat with Hooligan. Neff and Bluey managed to run away from the fight after we're like, yo, please. Well, some of us are kind of fighting, and then Neff is like, no, I can't fight you because I'm meant to be your ruler and I can't just randomly kill you. This would be awkward for
Oopsie.
Can't do it. Can't be having that. So we try to run, kind of. Jennifer is during this series of events, Jennifer gets stabbed after Osha jumped on her. After she drew a blade, she's bleeding out. Oh boy. Then after that, Neff and Bluey rush out. Shrek soon follows suit. What was Brian in all this?
Brian is up.
Sarah's okay.
And Lorella.
And Slya was also still at the.
Yeah, she was in there, but she was probably gonna. Brian said he was going to do guard duty. She was going to see if he could hold down the fort while she went and looked for somebody.
Yep. And After that point is pretty much where we cut off because the session was starting to get long, and that's where we find ourselves today.
I feel like there's a natural turning of events coming, which is also going to be Aylin's got a little side quest of his own. I'm excited to see where it goes because that was ominous for me somehow. Okay, so Brian and Slya are in the. I'm sorry, I just need to really quickly write down this. In the guards house / mansion. Everyone else is at the bazaar.
Apart from Cass. So did they just get? So you guys have just. So Cass is still under arrest, is she, or is now the fact that there was another room that they're kind of like, no, you're okay.
So I think that that's a very good question. I think
the way we ended that group was just.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you cut out then.
That's okay. I just said that I think that we left that with you being arrested.
I'm doing that.
I reckon that the bazaar thing would have taken up at least 2 hours. So I'd say if we start back, if you're like going back a little bit, I would say that you would have been under arrest for like maybe 45 minutes before they actually let you kind of like they calmed down the situation, realized that you didn't have bad intentions, and let you cool down. And then would have let you and Boba go. So long as if you left the compound, you told someone where you were going. Under that
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So let's rewind ever so slightly because I know everybody here wants to resolve the stabby thing, but you guys are about like an hour-ish ahead. So Brian, you would have just been watching Lorella / I'm trying to figure out where I should look. I'll look at you. Okay, so All Star is staying with Lorella and Sarazur because they're in the same room.
Yeah, if Slya leaves though, they're gonna.
Okay, well then let's start with Slya. What is it you're doing?
Well, she probably would have been just sitting there with Brian, and if he doesn't seem like he's going to talk to her, she'd probably get up.
Okay, if he sees you making a move to leave, I know nobody else is awake, but just say, are you planning on going out by yourself?
Not very far. I just, since they, it seems like we're no longer welcome here in the guard's house, I would like to just, find Jarrah and talk to him for a moment.
If anything happens, just
That completely cut out.
if anything happens, just promise to send me a message, please.
Of course. Are you going to be okay watching them by yourself?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Just later, I'll talk to you about it.
Okay. You want to go and find Jarrah.
And before I do, I think I would like to find Anna Ashun.
Anna Rashun is there as well. Anna Rashun is there as well, guys. He remembers that. Not me.
Not me.
Really not me. I completely forgot. Right, Anna Rashun. Okay. So, where do you look for her?
Assumably in the mansion, because I assume that she's kind of probably slept through all of the commotion.
Okay. Anna Rashun. What? Okay. I can't. Right there. So you're gonna hear my awful like.
Are you in the same room then? But like have two laptops going on. Ah.
Yeah.
I'm about a meter away.
Yeah. Okay. So, Slya, you wander around the mansion. It takes you about 10 minutes. It's a very large structure inside this sort of demi-plane. You come to a wing of rooms which are fairly secluded, and they appear to be not actually bedrooms necessarily, but studies and what appears to be a library. You enter into this room with a sort of tall cavernous ceiling. Everything you look at has a slight, if you look at it for too long, there's a slight shimmer, as if you can sort of realize that this is only a semi-permanent structure. But the books in here, as you look at them, they do seem to have substance to them. There seems to be info there. And Anna Rashun has made her camp, not in one of the bedrooms, but in these, among these books, made a bedroll for herself by the fire. And is sort of just sitting there and has got her head buried in a book at this very moment. She doesn't realize you've entered yet.
So we'll just kind of very quietly clear her throat. Just let her know that she's not sneaking up on her. She's just kind of, her presence is there.
You hear the book slowly close with a soft thud as she places it down next to her, and she turns around to look at you. She's got bags under her eyes. She's looking quite bored. Not quite as bad as Brian in regards to how skinny she is, but she looks like she hasn't eaten for a little while, or hasn't eaten properly for a long time. And she just looks at you and she says, "Hello.
Hi.
Come sit down, please."
Well, I was going to go find someone who had known your husband, and I thought that perhaps you might want to ask him any questions or find out what he knew about him while he was here in Kelkarn.
Right. Well, I guess that depends what you're going to ask him. I mean, I don't necessarily have anything that I can think of at the moment. My mind's on understandably other. But
Sorry, that's cut out.
I said understandably other things. But if I think of anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, well, I just wanted. I know he's gone, but information sometimes helps keep them alive. And everything else has been taken, but they can't take your knowledge.
He's not gone. He's not gone. And she picks up the book, opens it again, and stops looking at me. This is
Also,
so...
just to clarify, Slya was talking about Elijah, not End.
Okay, you might want to say that. You might.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
I meant Elijah.
Right. Sorry. Again, a lot on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't really thought about him in a long time, but I'll try and think of something, I'm sure.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to be in company.
Remembered.
In company again. Oh, even her own DM forgot her. Okay.
If you don't want to be alone, there's we've kind of gathered in a room nearby.
See, that's a little bit of the problem. I don't want to be alone, but I don't want to feel far away from. She taps on the books. You know, he loved books. Loves books. Anyway.
I'll let you know what I find out.
Yes. Don't know why I said that. That was shit.
Looking at you at the camera, I'm about to cry.
I know. I'm really good at it.
Oh shit.
I mean, in person, it looks very, very much the same.
And then Slya's gonna try and hunt down Jera then.
Okay. Jera takes a little bit long to find.
Who's this? Sorry.
Jera. You didn't meet him. He is one of the knights who was guarding Neff. Not Neff. Who was guarding the Winter Palace. Was sort of one of the people who also escorted Neff on her recovery mission, I believe. But because you've had significantly less interaction with him, you don't know him as well. I would like you to roll just a quick investigation check for me to see if you can find him.
Yeah, I mean, she would probably ask if he's around, like if she sees any like guards or anything.
Okay, that's also fine. Right. You go out and you ask. Okay, we'll forgo the investigation check, but
I mean, I can make one if you'd like.
well, it'll help you find if you want to find him faster and you get a high roll, then you'll definitely be able to do that. But if you don't roll, it's going to take. It depends. You're not sure how long it'll take.
It's a 9.
9. I mean, it just takes as you thought, about 20 minutes or so to find someone who really is in the sort of hierarchy, who would know where he is. That kind of information. The people around you at the moment seem to be mostly foot soldiers, still sort of recovering from the attack of the assassins, cleaning up the area. Any soldiers of merit have been assigned to the evacuation of the city and the fortification of the walls further across from where you are, as you know. About 15 minutes later, you do find someone who points you in the direction of sort of another sort of guard's house, about a half-hour walk across the wall. Just so you know, at this point, you would have caught up to the timeline in terms of Osha and Jennifer and
Riot time.
Riot times. You would have also seen, as you were searching around, Cass just being freed from the from the confines of the pink-haired guard who had been surveilling you beforehand. And you can make your way across the top of the wall about half an hour down to the next stop over. There, when you arrive, if you wish to go, seeing it is a considerable distance, you look down into the courtyard and you see Jera is in front of new recruits, it appears, about 4 rows of 10 people, boys, girls, about 14 or 15 years old, and he is running drills with them. And that is what you see.
Okay. Can I kind of approach and very kind of signal him just that I'd like his attention when he gets a free moment?
Sure. You kind of descend from the wall and you walk behind the back of the group and you catch his eye and he nods. Seeing you, recognizing you from the Winter Palace, even if you didn't necessarily have much interaction, he knows that you wouldn't have left Neff and Lorella's side unless it was important. A moment later, he pulls over someone who looks similar, if not slightly lower rank to him, and puts them in charge of the newbies and comes over to you. And he had a voice which was gravelly. And he comes up to you and he says, was it Astra?
Slya now, but
No.
it's of no importance.
I mean, but
the Empress told me that you were familiar with friends with Elijah Shun and Odyssey, and
I was involved with them for a time, yes. It was a long time ago, though.
of course, I was really just wondering what you could tell me about them. clearly you trusted them to allow them entrance into the Winter Palace.
Yes. Hang on. He takes a moment to ponder about his past with Odyssey and Elijah, whilst Emma scrolls through her notes. Oh. Is it key points about? Strange to see in person. So I have so many like little documents with all the information on it. This is just, I wasn't expecting it, so it might take me just 2 seconds to find. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yes, you can do this. Key concepts, no.
Cute PJs.
Thank you.
Oh, this might be it. I almost said the name of the document, and that's a spoiler.
Oh,
Spoilers.
Hey, Lily, just you and me. No, that's it.
Hey.
Oh, that's it.
I can do wild shape properly.
Oh, good.
Oh, so cute.
Brian becomes a bunny.
Sorry, I need to reread their story.
yeah, I realized that if we were being kicked out of like the guard's house, Slea's like, well, I guess before we move on to our next journey, better figure out the stuff that I need to know.
Sorry, what? I would like to just ask, what makes you think you're being kicked to the guard's house?
Yeah.
Because the pink-haired guard was like, you're no longer welcome here.
To Cass.
Yeah.
Well, if Cass is gone, then so are the rest of us. We're not.
Oh, that's so cute.
But Cass wouldn't have had time to tell you that.
But
I thought we were all there because we had been woken up for
Yeah.
that part.
Had you? Okay.
yeah, I think they were all there.
Okay.
Yeah, they said who is responsible for this one.
Okay, I remember now.
Not like I was transcribing this all yesterday or whatnot.
Oh, sorry. It's been a
No,
long
I
week.
know. For reals, I've slept through most of it, which is why the notes came up so late.
Fine.
My little puppy is so sleepy. So sleepy.
Okay. Right. I remember now what happened. I'm covering my mouth so you can't read my lips.
It's a wise thing because I do.
Can you lip read?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay. So after a moment, he says, sorry, I have a very short memory. Would you just repeat that again? What did you say?
You were familiar with Elijah and Odyssey.
Yes.
And trusted them enough to bring them to the Winter Palace. So I was just wondering what you could tell me about.
Well, maybe perhaps we should do this somewhere else where I can talk a bit more openly. I don't necessarily think that any of this lot, and he gestures to the trainees behind him, are interested in hearing about these things. And he takes you through to a small appears to be some kind of changing room or something. It smells a bit of sweat. There appears to be piles of armor and personal belongings in various corners of the room, but it's clean and comfortable enough. There are some benches, and he pulls up a seat from the corner of the room as well and pops it in front of you and sits down on one of the benches and gestures to the chair and says, please sit.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you want to know about my connection, Elijah and Odyssey, yes?
I would very much so, yes. If you wouldn't mind telling me. I know I'm not very familiar with you. Just that Odyssey was my father.
Of course. Now, just one question. I want to make sure this is you. Where did we meet?
We met coming down. Well, we first saw you coming down the cliffs from the Sand Waste to the Winter Palace. With Sarazar, you embraced. You looked very close.
Sounds about right. Okay. So obviously you know that I encountered Elijah and Odyssey outside of the Winter Palace. It was on one of my various before we'd really understood the extent of the war and how long we would be trapped there. We decided to occasionally venture out and see what we could learn from the world and what Kal Khan had come to. We didn't have a steady stream of information, not anymore, not once. The temples started forgetting the royal family, not once people started believing that everybody had truly been killed. So I'd sought one out. And this year I'd sought one out for a particular purpose. I had noticed the rift beneath the Winter Palace wasn't exactly stable, and there were worrying connections with the rift to the dunes, and we wanted to create a new type of magic which would stabilize this tear in reality towards we were concerned that if something were to come through there whilst we weren't expecting it, that something bad could happen to the whole country. And as you know, the people there, not necessarily fighters, all of them. And that's why I sought out Elijah. That's why he was intriguing to me, because he had use of magic. And from my time as a part of the royal court for the Kradaman Nizar dynasty, I had no base. I was surprised when I saw him in Khan, but I was wanting to trust him, and he seemed trustworthy, and I still have no reason not to believe. Wondering. He did have.
You cut out just a little bit at the end.
He seemed trustworthy, and he still has reason to. I mean, I still believe could be. If he lives, still I believe. No.
No. His mantle has been
Maybe
taken
leave and come back.
Me?
Yeah, you're quite very here.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I increase my microphone?
It's because me and Aylin are like so far away from all of you guys. In Discord is having some struggles.
Hello? Better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
He seems trustworthy. If he still lives, I think was what it was.
Yep, and you said he was dead.
Yeah.
You want to say something? Anything to add, please stop me. Otherwise, I'm just going to list off every bit of information I know.
I would appreciate that, but and very much do appreciate that. I was just going to say, did he say why he was here? Or why they were here?
You know what? They didn't ever really disclose that to me. They did go off a lot whilst they were staying with us on their own. They seemed to be plotting or planning something, but it didn't seem to concern us. And like I said, they were helping. We had no reason to believe that anything they were talking about would put us in danger. Is that acceptable to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. Just thinking in case there's anything else. So how did he die?
I was told natural causes.
I was told. Believe it?
Not necessarily sure what to believe.
Well, all I know is he had a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, and a lot of plans, a lot of things going on. So he wouldn't be one to just disappear. No. Leaving his work unfinished wasn't really something he did. So natural causes probably sounds about right to me, but I can't be sure. But I know I haven't seen him in long. Didn't even know he was dead.
Yeah.
What do I
But
know?
what were they like?
What were they like?
Yeah. How did you come to know them?
Well, Elijah I knew much longer. He was a stoic fellow. Loved to read. Sort of big glasses. But wasn't really much of a talker. The real talker was his companion, the other one, Odyssey. Odyssey was very positive. He seemed to have a sort of aura about him. People never left anywhere worse than he found it. But again, he seemed to be preoccupied. They both did with whatever it was they were plotting together. Odyssey particularly seemed troubled. He never slept well. Always out in the night, taking walks. I remember that. I'd see him on guard duty and got scared a few times. Also, didn't know him as well. I'd see him out on the periphery, walking under the moonlight, and think, "Ah, someone's found us." And then I realised it. But got used to it after a while.
Did Odyssey ever tell you about this? And she's actually just gonna hold her hand up and like show the ash mark to Jerry.
Yeah, I remember that. Something like that. He had that too. I never really asked him about it. I know someone who did. It was quite funny. But never got a straight answer out of him about it. He just said it was part of his journey.
Was the Empress the one who asked? Or someone else?
Do you know what? I don't quite remember. A long time ago. I don't remember much from back then, actually. I'm losing my memory these days. Old eyes, old hands, but I still know how to use a sword.
Oh, a lot on the mind as of late.
I'll think about it.
Thank you for your time.
No worries. Anything at all. I hope you find what you're looking for. Then he stands up and nods to you. Holds open the door.
And Slya's gonna go and return to Brian.
Okay. Brian.
How old is Jerry?
Jera's old.
Oh.
Fairly old. Quite old. Older than Salazar in looks. But he is a human.
I'm too old for this old.
Like 50s, definitely. You can't tell which side of them. Okay. So, Cass, in this last hour or so where you've had your freedom and you've seen Slya walk off to the other side of the wall, what do you wish to do?
I think Cass wants to go and speak to Lorella.
To Lorella. Okay. Sweet.
If she's like okay, because obviously I didn't see her almost die, but I
Sure.
know that she wasn't in the best state.
You know where she is. You make your way over to her room and open the door, and you see there.
Well, knock first.
Knock
Castle
first.
knock first.
Brian, you hear a knock at the door.
Okay.
Oh, Brian's with Lorella.
Brian approaches the door and opens it a crack. See who it is.
Oh, hi, Brian. What are you doing here?
He's gonna look behind him and then slip outside really quickly and say, Lorella's sleeping. Sarah's
Oh, you cut out for. Oh, I heard Sarah's it, and that was it.
okay. Lorella is sleeping. Sarah's as well.
Okay, so is this the moment where last? Okay, are you? I'm going to insight check that.
As in, like, you don't think that Lorella is asleep.
Well, I can't remember how we ended it.
Okay,
last
right.
thing, but I thought,
Hang
You
on.
think Brian's lying to you?
Last session, you were
yeah.
you were mostly in chains after your side quest. Brian was in the room with Lorella and Sarazur, relieving Sarazur of his shift, watching over Lorella when she was sick, and everybody else went to the bazaar except for Slya. who was
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In that case, ask, is Lorella okay? How is she doing?
She seems to be recovering slowly. We allow her. That'll be. No?
Yeah, lost.
She says,
Do aloud.
do aloud.
Can't remember what I said. Said something like, she seems to be recovering slowly. I believe if we let her. That would be.
Why does it keep cutting
The last
out?
bit.
Like,
It's
the last bit. I'm glad that it's having the same thing with Aiden, because otherwise I'm just there like, what?
Should we get like
You
That
cut
whole
out as
thing.
well.
Yeah.
You were just
Yeah.
Be like kind of hear and talk really loudly and clearly, and if I'm not cutting out when I'm speaking like this, then that's kind of what we have to do.
yeah, that was better.
That was clear. Yeah.
You've got to be louder.
okay.
Louder and different.
Match at Emma's decibel, because she's very clear.
I'm always loud as well. Okay.
Why don't I sit more like that?
I'll help.
Yeah. Sorry, I just.
That was mostly you. Okay.
It was a mutual thing.
Okay, try it now.
Okay. The last thing that he said was, I believe if we let her sleep, that will be for the best.
Okay. In that case, Cass is going to be like, how are you, Brian? But
Brian's surprised. He's like, I'm fine. I didn't die.
just checking. I'll be back and see you guys all later. Because she, in that case, because I assume Zara's gone to sleep as well. Then, if you're taking over the watch for Lorella.
Yeah. So Brian
Okay, then.
goes back.
Okay, then Cass gonna go and try and find Zan.
Doable.
Yeah.
Fairly easily, you find her. She's in the courtyard ordering people around, as she usually is.
Yeah. When Cass gets there, first she's going to be like, I'm very sorry about the debacle with the fire and everything, Zan. That wasn't
Should be. I mean, but go on. Sorry.
wasn't my intention.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to find or try and locate the assassin a bit better. So I thought I should tell you a little bit about what I found. So I followed the poison, and it was wyvern poison.
Wyvern poison. That makes sense. Yes. Okay. Wyvern.
And there was 2 trails, but they all seem to converge and just like appear miraculously. So don't know if they just teleported in, flew in, something like that, or they just appeared out of nowhere. Also, I did dispel the magic on the outer wall, which concealed that bit. I don't know if that was your spell that you wanted to put back.
Don't worry, we'll work on that one.
But yeah, just thought I would like kind of give you some of that info. Now that I'm away from that pig-head guard who definitely did not like me.
What do you think of him?
I mean, yeah, can't really fault him, to be fair. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yes, he did.
I've got no issues.
He's being promoted tomorrow, so
That's good. He deserves the promotion.
I think so too. You've definitely shown that to me. So I accept your apology, and I understand what you were trying to do was well intentioned, but please do tell us if you're going to investigate the guard's house, because maybe we could have helped you and told you about the crime. But actually, as much as I hate to say it, all of your snooping around did give us a fairly good insight into what the assassin might have been trying to do. Runes on the inside of a locked door, set to whoever's inside. Perhaps there's something in there that is important. So we are looking through the wreckage now, even as it cools, trying to see if anything is left behind that might give us a clue as to who they were. And of course, finding Jennifer is very important. I know she went to the bar, but that she's okay.
I hope my friends do well in finding her and do it without making a scene.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't think you know Neff very well.
No, I do not. Certainly not.
Yeah, that seems unlikely. Would we be hearing anything from, like, how far is the bazaar from the guard's house? Like,
funnily enough, about now is when the riot begins.
Wow.
Right on cue. As of right now, as you're talking to Zan, it doesn't necessarily feel like they've been gone for too long, but you can't help but throw that feeling of foreboding in your stomach because something's not right somewhere.
Yeah, if Neff's a Shrek, disaster will abound.
Yes. But Zan says, do you know, again, I would prefer it if you said stuff like, if you're going to investigate something, to me, to like anyone who has authority.
I did say it at the very beginning before I went on the investigation. I did tell several people.
I have a feeling it was a bit you weren't quite as clear as you could have been in terms of what you were absolutely going to do. But do you know what? Maybe that's my fault.
I didn't know that there was going to be a crack in the wall with runes at the point that I said I was investigating.
There you go.
So,
yeah.
In this conversation.
Anyway, all I have left to say is, actually, you were pretty good at investigating, other than the fact that you couldn't get through a door.
Yes, so that damn door.
So how about when your party returns, we get together, put our heads together, and figure out whatever has happened here. Because I think actually your insight might be helpful. So long as they keep you in check, of course.
Yes, I do have mad investigation proficiency, but apparently door breaking in skill is real lacking.
Okay. Perhaps you should learn block picking. There is someone here who knows it.
Yes, I might go do that actually. Cass is actually going to do that because that was really embarrassing for her.
Look for this.
I love how Zan is like, oh yeah, you should tell people. Why don't I teach you how to pick a lock so you can break into things better? I love Zan's logic with that. Thanks, Zan. That's great. Where's the person that can teach me to break into stuff more subtly? I'm going.
Doors. Don't break them. Break them. If you ask her what Viv looks like, she says, "Look for the halfling with the jet black hair."
Okay, Cass is gonna go try find her.
Okay. You take a little time to walk around, but it's easy to spot her with her short stature amongst such tall people. Not so many halflings or dwarfs or gnomes in Kalkan. But after a little bit of time, you spot her and approach. She is currently sitting on the floor playing with what looks like some kind of puzzle ball, going, yeah, every time she manages to unlock another layer. She's like, get it! And she's just like playing with it on the floor.
I hate to interrupt because it looks like you're doing very well at that game. Or
That's right.
puzzle box or something.
Starts bashing with her fist, like, come on!
Cool.
What?
Zan said that you could teach me how to pick lock.
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah. Have a seat. And she puts down the puzzle ball. And she picks up a little satchel that's next to her, rummages through, and you hear clunk, 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 as you hear metal clashing against metal. And she pulls out a sort of key ring of padlocks. And she's like, take that. And then she clunk, 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 pulls out what looks like 3 sort of weird, like long curved pins, and a sort of spanner, a very, very, very small spanner-like needle.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Whoever that was.
Twas little.
Because you're all the 3 pigs in a blanket all frozen, so I couldn't see which one it was.
That's cute. Frozen for me, but I'm also frozen for myself. So
I can refresh. You would like.
Perfect. She then passes these to you, and she's like, right. So first,
Okay. What do am I rolling? Is it sleight of hand?
Add nothing. To lock.
Okay, so it's just a straight up and down roll.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. That's so sad because that was an 18. No.
Couldn't be a natural 20 or 19.
Yeah. Come on, me. 15.
15. And 1 pops off. So, alright. And the next one. And there's another ring. There's a ring of padlocks, so you can make your way around. With the 15, you make your way around. And then no one falls off. A little bit harder. It gets harder and harder as you go along, as you realise the first one was most likely a stroke of luck. Okay. A stroke of luck as you sort of realise it gets harder and harder. And she says, okay, so you broke down the baby padlock. Nice, good for starters. Next one, not so great. The execution wasn't quite right. And that last one, abysmal. Could have done better with my eyes closed. So how about I actually teach you some proper ways of doing it?
That would be great.
It's fine. Okay, right. So, 101, here we go. How we're going to do it is, I'm going to give you these pins and needles. I'm going to come behind you, and I'm going to hold your hands, and we're going to like work on it together until you can memorize the positioning. How's that sound?
Cool. Yeah, I think Cass is also a bit annoyed because like when I got worse, she got like more forceful for her. She's just like, force would be the best way to do it, and she's just like hacking at the lock, just like, why won't you unlock? Yeah. So I think like because this is like more precision, a bit more gentle, and she's like, I'm not sure how I feel about this,
Right.
but she's gonna give it a try.
As she sees that, as she's sort of like helping you, positioning your hands and things, she's like, yeah, no, don't punch it in. You don't need to. You need to kind of like use your dex. If you were to say, put this into fundamentals, you got your strength, you got your dex, you got what makes you constituted, your whiz, your int, and your charisma. I'm trying to set up like a kind of, a 6 like prong, like ladder step, like guide as to making yourself the best you can be. And I'm starting with strength and dex. Dex is the next one. Unlock the locks. Get me?
I get you. My dex is not that great. Apparently neither is my strength, otherwise I'd have broken down the fucking door, but it's fine. Cass is still a bit pissed off at that door.
Do it. Hey, don't channel your rage to the locks. Ain't gonna get you nowhere. The locks, work with them. Listen to them.
Fine.
Be one with the lock. Okay. And she sort of teaches you how to pick locks for a little bit. And you are on your way to mastering thieves' tools with this.
Ooh, fun.
So I want you to roll me one more d20.
Yeah. Now do I go with the Lily dice because they're hit and miss, or do I go with the other one, which is a bit more? I'm gonna go with this. Lily's dice is like it goes either really good or real bad. Oh, yay! 18.
Okay, mark 1 success on your. We're slowly going to work our way through. Thieves'
Yeah.
tools.
That's fine.
Right, before we get to the meaty boys, the bizarre adventure boys.
The bizarre boys. The bizarre one.
Brian.
Oh yes. Okay. Am I audible?
Audible.com.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
We have a sponsor today.
And it's gone, chat. Let's face it, it's not audible. Get that out of my face, Emma.
Oh, it's
Yes.
Okay. So in the room, is Lorella in the bed and Sarah's are sleeping on shoe?
Yep.
Okay. So Brian's in a chair watching them.
Mhm.
Okay. So
What do I feel like I'm-
oh really? What's gonna happen? He's had his cacti for today.
Vitamin C.
Go on.
Okay. So Brian's gonna look between Sarah's and Lorella, and he's gonna like smile a little bit, and he's gonna raise his hands, and he's going to a red rose starts to form in his hand, and it blooms up, and then it just goes black and withers in his hand, and he looks really sad, and just kind of like sits in the corner watching them. And that's what I wanted to do.
Great.
gosh.
So Jennifer is bleeding out on the floor. Alicia is like sort of slowly getting to her feet after being thrown out of the rest of you are standing there with Shrek next to you. The rioters are mostly amongst themselves at the moment. None of them have really noticed you're exiting. And to be honest, it's only really half the bazaar that's really fighting, and it's being contained more and more as more guards come along. So things are calming down, you can see. But it's less about you now. It seems to be more just people wanted an excuse to go crazy. Exactly. So, what do you do?
I want to run up to Osha and Jennifer as well,
Mhm.
and medicine check them both.
Who first? Because they're a distance apart.
I want to run up. Well, who's closer to me?
Where are you?
Well, if we were running away out of the bazaar, away from the riot.
Yeah, you would be closer to Jennifer probably because she was dragging you along most of the time.
You know, actually, I'll check on Osha first.
Okay. You go up to Osha and she's like, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just fell down. What's happening?
I want to have a look at you.
Are you okay? And she kind of takes a look at you, takes your arm and looks you over. How do you look?
I look amazing.
Sweet.
Very close and didn't take
Neff looks flawless.
Wow, you look actually really good.
That's nice of you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm fine. Go.
No, I want to check you first as well.
Oh God.
Let me have a look at you. Your
Okay. T-pose.
wounds. Set you down. Are you carrying any weapons? No. I want to do a medicine check.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
Getting home.
Get it.
It's
So all do a T-pose.
15.
15. She looks fine.
Alright.
Looks like she's had like 1 or 2 whacks, but it's mostly okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll be right back. And I want to run to Jennifer.
And in the worst state, you can see right up.
Can I
Not fatal.
Yep.
She has a stab wound right in between her ribs, which seems to have gotten most of the way in and then come to a sudden stop. And it is bleeding
Can I
profusely.
check her specifics? Like, if we were to leave her in this state, as how much life would she have left? How serious is it? In need of immediate medical attention, or like it's not as bad and we can just take her as is? With a
Medicine check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a 16.
16. Is that a 3?
It's a 9.
9.
Plus a
Okay.
7.
Yes. You take a look at her and you have a really quick look over, sort of medic, sort of field medic style, like emergency first aid, and notice that she is in a pretty bad way. You have about 20 minutes before she starts bleeding to an irreversible extent. It would be a loss of blood that would not be survivable.
I quickly check. Do I still have that ritual combat cloak in my inventory? Or was that taken away from me? Because if I still have it, I want to rip part of it off.
Interesting.
As in, like, I want to tear part of it down and use it like a bandage.
Why wouldn't you have it?
Well, I'm just asking in case somebody took it.
No one would have. Well, because Brian was allowed to keep his, you would have been allowed to keep it.
Okay, I will tear part of my ritual combat cloak off. And I will use that and tie it up around Jennifer's waist.
Okay.
In like tightly enough so that it hopefully stops the bleeding, kind of to it, or prevents it from getting
right.
worse
You're
as
sort of
fast.
making a pressurized bandage on the wound, so you would be
Right.
removing the dagger.
Like a tourniquet.
Like a tourniquet. Right. So tourniquet won't work around the waist, but around compression on the wound would work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need you to make 2 separate methods. First of all, for removing the dagger without causing more damage, and then realistically, it's going to be quite high DC. And then the second one is going to be much easier once you've got the dagger out. You're going to have to compress the wound and bandage it up.
Okay.
So 2 separate checks.
I will take that risk.
I'm gonna just see.
Alright, first check, here we go.
Okay.
Don't fail me now. It's 16.
16. Pull slowly on the dagger. Seems fine. A little bit more. You adjust ever so slightly. So you feel a spurt of blood hit you in the face, and there's a line of blood on you. And she starts convulsing on the floor, and a vein pops and is now spurting blood. No, that's a bad sign.
Okay. In that case,
Need some assistance from
Bluey, hold her down.
Oh yes, okay. Do I need to check?
Ooh.
Oh. Damage die?
Yes. What are you doing now?
Like as in like restraint. Hold on.
As in to sort of, I would say, if you want to hold her down to minimize the convulsing so that Neff can try again,
No, not
No,
to do that.
to repress the wound.
No,
Yeah.
neither. It's to prevent her from running away.
Oh, okay, alright. So wait, should I grapple her or
Wait, you
no?
want-
Yeah, grapple her. She bleeds out.
Bluey, could you hold it out? I'm going to try to heal her.
Okay. What roll do I do?
So grapple check would be strength.
You need to move those dice out.
I should. So is it a strength check?
Yes.
And if I can roll. So 9 is. We'll see how it goes. 9.
Overall. So you're trying to stop her running away.
Well, she
Why?
can't run away now, obviously.
Well,
but-
yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
She's convulsing on the floor, bleeding out with a spurting vein. So
All right.
probably not. But if you're holding her down so you can heal her, I would give you advantage on a medicine check.
Okay. A medicine check to make now.
If you were trying to use medicine to heal her. Okay.
I was thinking I could use a spell though.
Yep, that's fine as well.
Okay, because that would eliminate the risk. And
Sure.
so.
Oh, that's not the spell I'm looking for. No. It sounds just like it.
I'm sorry, let me just get a look. Can I? Can I? Where's the roll? I want to do Cure Wounds, first level, but how do I know how much this is? It doesn't say on my sheet.
1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier for cure wounds first.
Yes, there'll be a D8 plus 4. I mean, dude, but D8. I'm not good at reading my physical. It's not everything I have though. Really not. Or is it I don't have it? Hold on, let me go get my phone.
So what are you trying? What is it you're trying to do?
Prevent her from dying.
Okay, so you want to stabilize her.
Yeah.
So you can stabilize her using there's the the spare the dying cantrip. If you have that.
I think I should do. Yeah, I do have that.
If you do that, it'll last a round, and I'd let you make a medicine check with advantage to sort of sustain the stabilization.
All right, I'll do that.
Because Bluey's already helping you.
I'll cast.
Okay, so the certain wound sort of slows, and you see some of the blood begin to slowly congeal back in. Still in a bad way, so you're going to need to do now your medicine check with advantage because Bluey has been helping you.
Okay.
Oh, that's not too bad.
30, 20.
Nice.
Oh, that one's worse. Okay, 30, 20.
Okay. Dirty 20. You manage to hold down the compress, wrap the bandage around it again, and now it's looking a lot better. You had to sort of shift the wound ever so slightly and hold the ends closed and channel some of your magical healing abilities to prevent that spurting vein from rupturing again. But you managed to stabilize her for now. You're not sure how long it's going to last. We're going to need some more intense healing, but for now she should be fine. Okay. Make an intelligence check real quick for me. Sorry, or a medicine. You can choose.
I'll make. Well, do you want me to roll again?
Up to you.
Yeah, I'll roll again. I already said. Ooh, natural 20 for medicine.
Natural 20 for medicine. You've got about like 2.5 hours the stabilization of her in her sort of semi-state.
Okay. How far away from the mansion are
30, 40 minutes.
we? Would you be able to carry her?
Yes.
I can also help in this endeavor. Shrek.
I appreciate your help and your offer, but
No ways. I shall endeavor to do this for you, Neff, as it is my honor
sure,
as a paladin.
I insist
good.
Bluey carry this one this time.
Hmm.
And would you do you want potion? Shrek?
Yes.
Do you want a potion of speed?
Oh, but of course. But you see, I already have my flying Pegasus, so I have all the speed I need, and he summons steed. Here.
Can I carry two other people?
Yes, we can platonically ride together on the back of this Pegasus. and take this fiend, this debaucher, back to the house of God.
I'm gonna take Jennifer, and you're able to take Neff and Ocean.
Well, you see, I was planning on coming with you on the back of this Pegasus. If you would take Jennifer on the back of this Pegasus.
Oh, but I can move fast, and
At this point, Osho says, I can also move fast. I can dash with you just to make sure nothing happens. Cool. Osho rushes up next to you and sort of stands in a sprinting stance and looks over to you. Neff!
Yes, Osha.
Wait, hang on a second.
We-
This is a bit weird.
I don't know. Hold on. Osha, 1 moment. I just need to plug in this laptop.
What's a laptop?
I don't rightfully know, but I feel like our world will come crumbling down if I don't plug it in. Reach over there. Thank you.
can you reach over? Can it reach over?
I
Oh, oh.
Did it.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Oh.
No, if you're not frozen for me.
We're recording this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll refresh it after. For now, we can stay like this.
All right.
Neff,
Right.
I'll race you back there.
Race me. Wait, Osha, hold on.
Huh?
You weren't spotted at the bazaar, were you?
No?
Could you do me?
Is this really the time?
Well, it could be useful. See, I don't have a holy symbol, and I would like to craft one. I need some materials, and I couldn't find them. You gotta do it right. Sorry.
I wish we had that on the recording. Why didn't you refresh? Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Right. No, don't cry. Yes. Okay. Don't. Louise back. So. I'm torn. Neff. You okay? Okay, I'll go. And she turns around and starts rushing back to the bazaar. Shrekamus pulls.
Which is still rioting, right?
Yeah, she seems not too bothered by that now. Now that Neff's out of it.
It won't do anything.
Shrekamus pulls you onto the back of the Pegasus,
Ugh.
along with. Nope, just you. Nope, just you. And begins flying you back. Bluey, you carry Jennifer's body. Noticing that Pegasus, that Shrek is flying not too far forward or above you, keeping an eye on you as you rush. What are you doing?
Well, I actually moved earlier, so I might have a few minutes left of not having to actually dash, but I'm sure after dashing.
Sweet. Okay. So
and should I bridal style
I just need you to make a
Jennifer-
strength check with advantage. No, you don't have advantage. No, she's not resisting. She is just a weight, so I'll give you advantage from that one.
keep it level.
I'm sorry, Bluey.
So that
Ooh.
that's 18 will be plus 5. Okay, 18 plus 5. 23.
23. Right. So easily you managed to carry her back. In fact, you managed to do it whilst not upsetting any of and you both make it back to the guard's house, where you find Slya just returning from her little excursion to see Jera, talking about aloud. You see Cass. You've just would have finished up your lesson with Viv. Brian is still not anywhere to be seen. The two of you kind of bump into each other in the yard, sort of oh wait, you're here too, sort of vibe. Haven't seen you in a minute. Just as a Pegasus swoops down from the skies carrying Neff and Shrekamus, and through the doors of the guard's house bursts Bluey carrying Jennifer's, bleeding. Yes.
Emma,
Yes.
how long would this flight have taken?
Time.
Some amount of time?
Not some.
It wouldn't have been
60 foot. 40-minute walk
So is it
at
like
30
20
feet. So 20 minutes, yeah.
Okay, in that 20 minutes, can I? Okay, I want to talk. Shrekibus says he's on the basis.
Yes, Neff. What is the matter?
Do you have a small, strong, sharp blade I could borrow?
But I have but my holy greatsword, which I use, and
Sashimi.
my sashimi slicer, which I use only for the work of Bahamut and slaying his enemies.
Well, it's not Bahamut that it's not his enemies that I wish to slay.
Ah.
But I want to carve a coin. It's a bit, I know it's a strange question to ask, but
I would like to say, is this really the time? But I
we
believe
have
someone's
20
already
minutes,
said
it's
that.
very dying. I want to kill some time.
I have.
Can I roll persuasion?
Yes.
Sure.
You want
Are you
that?
there? Well, Rick. Hold on.
Just in the ether.
Wow, there's so many pages of persuasion is 12.
I have a razor that I use to shave, and perhaps that will work for you.
What kind of
Do
method?
lizards get big?
Doesn't answer. It looks like it could do the job.
Are gold coins made of actual gold?
Gold, yes, they're very soft. They're very soft.
Okay, I will use the razor.
Okay, it takes you a little while to figure it out because gold is so strong, and do manage to chip into it. So what is it you're trying to achieve?
I'm trying to carve a gold coin into a small gold little figure, a little animal.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything?
Roll a dexterity check with disadvantage. Doing this with a razor on the back of a flying pegasus.
It's going to be a very most likely, if at all. With disadvantage, this is 14 and an 11.
11. So there's like you've kind of got the beginnings of something.
Okay.
What animal are you trying to make it?
Like a bird, but like a very kind of. If you imagine, like, if you ask like a child to, and they kind of like a guess, they're like, "This is the wing, and this is the head, and the beak is inside." And it's like the wing on the side, and just a very crude picture.
Okay. But what was your original intent? Like, was it meant to be like an actual knife?
I have a feeling that Neff from the fort would not probably be able to craft a very nice.
Okay. Knowing this, then it turns out about as bad as you. Okay. It's unbelievably average.
Okay, but Neff is very proud of it. Also, can we just hold on for 5 seconds?
We keep freezing.
This fixes. Otherwise, we'll have to.
No, we've already frozen.
We're gonna be frozen for our stream.
Maybe turn them.
Yeah, that's how I just. It's just you get used to it.
In the recording, we're gonna be like.
Oh well.
You're moving for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just be in the recording.
On my arm. Why is it frozen on that pose?
Okay, sit still.
I want it to be frozen in a nice position.
That happened to me during a stream, and I was like, at least I was considering like restarting my camera, but I looked so cute, so I was like, fine, I'll just leave it.
Okay.
I'm frozen in like a classic Georgia laughing thing at the minute. Quite disturbing. I don't like it.
Okay, there is one more thing I'd like to do while I'm on this thing, which will be pretty quick, like 1 second if I can just do it. My dress at this point is already pretty torn. From one of the darker bits, can I just like pull out some string fabric from someplace and just like tear it out?
Sure.
Sweet.
Okay. You're flashback to the present time. We are gonna watch that fanfic reading. We all watched My Immortal the other day. It was great. If anyone's seen that, sorry. It is. Oh my gosh! Wait.
Do we?
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, we have power. It's just plugged in.
Is it alright? Is it recording?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's just check to make. Why not? Let's be paranoid and check the thing. It is all good. Oh gee.
Okay, so flashback to the present time. Everyone's back and Jennifer, but stable, and Brian's not there.
Not there.
Osha is not there either, which must look so suspicious now that I think of that. Oh god.
No.
Have we arrived?
Yes. I just said.
What happened?
That includes us. Okay. Who's on? Okay, so I'm on the Pegasus with
Shrek.
Jennifer and Shrek.
No,
right?
not with Jennifer. With
Oh,
Shrek.
just with Shrek. Okay.
Jennifer was bursting through the doors to the guardhouse, being carried by Louis at the
Okay.
moment.
By the way, Wes wants to kind of look over to Zan, because I'm assuming Zan's in the area, and kind of be like, I told you so kind of face.
Zan is like, medic, rushing, trying to find Gilda.
Oh no! Sorry.
You sure about this? Let's get a medic anyway. And she starts rushing off behind him. And that
Can I?
go.
I was just gonna say, can I? While Zan is looking for Gelda, can I go ahead and have a look the wound?
Yes, you can. What are you trying to discern?
Yeah.
Well, okay. The severity of the wound, if she's about to die, basically, and any other information I can get, like what type of weapon
Okay.
and
Roll.
whatnot. Because we weren't there, so we don't know. Medicine. 23?
Ooh, okay, very good.
It's a 15 plus 8.
Severity, very. If it had gone any further, it would have probably been fatal.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So, what else were you trying to? What else were you trying to perceive?
What type of what weapon was used, and if, given that we were, stabbed with poison previously, if it was an assassin's hit on her, essentially.
Yes, it was inflicted by a dagger, and you look and you see similarities, as if somewhere there's sort of residue similar to that which was found, poison which was found on the other's wounds, your own wounds. But surprisingly, when you look inside the wound itself, there isn't actually anything in there. It's mainly just dagger wound, as far as you can see, between her ribs, pointing upwards.
Does Bluey look like she's got a good hold on Jennifer?
Yes, mainly because she's sort of coming in and out of consciousness.
Okay. Do y'all happen to have the weapon that did this?
Yeah, I'm still.
Neff was the one who pulled it out. So Neff, what did you do with it?
I left it on the ground. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Neff.
Oh.
Distracted.
How long?
I forgot the dagger at the site. Can we fly back?
How could you, you heathen,
I know, I'm so sorry.
you betrayer of faith? I used it.
I'm such a disappointment to our crew.
Good thing Brian's not.
I will go and search for the dagger, and Shrek takes off on his flying peg.
Thank you, Shrekamus.
You're like, Shrek.
I'll bring back
And-
Osha when I see her.
Did-
Goodbye.
Did you lose your fiance?
Well, okay.
Send her shopping.
So, you know how a while ago we were on that boat and we lost everything? Well, in my bag,
Wasn't even that long ago.
within which I kept most of my possessions, I realized I left my holy symbol, and only just recently I realized that I can't channel divinity without it, and I need a new holy symbol, so I sent Osha out to pick up some materials that craft for her.
Also, does Neff
I don't even have a holy symbol on my
Yeah.
Does Neff look like she has fallen in a bucket of fish and is now covered in a little bit of blood?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you know it.
Okay, honey, can I get you to go take another bath and we'll deal with the rest of the stuff here?
Rough day.
I want to help in any way I can. I'm sorry, I left the dagger. Osha's not here.
Everything's going to be whatever it's going to be.
Georgia,
Um,
can you turn your microphone if you're gonna rough?
Sorry. Yeah, it's done.
What is that dreadful noise? Old lady next to me.
Is the sound of the police?
Okay,
Um,
I'll go clean myself up. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
If you're going to the bar, would I hear you?
You would probably hear, "Oh, I'm such a terrible cleric."
Prick my head out and see what's going on.
There you go.
Neff is waddling in shame to the
In shame and tears.
Stinking of fish.
Stinking the fish with a little bit of blood.
also, did they say that Jennifer is the assassin or was an assassin?
Louis did.
Okay.
Can I give like a solid like, and then cool.
It's a good look.
Cass, can you check for the poison on Jennifer?
Sure. Do you want me to do my detect poison?
If you wouldn't mind.
Would I see?
Do this.
Detect.
My
Wait.
poison
I feel like I'm going to make that canon that whenever Cass does detect magic or detect poison, you just see her go like.
Scary.
I love it.
So you got a confused teenager.
I love it.
And also she does it for 10 minutes, so you just see her like sat with her eyes closed like.
George, you know what it's like? It's like a. Right, so you cast detect poison, and you find on the surface of the wound, if you were to sort of think about it logically, where the edge of one of the handles, so lengthways along the wound, on where the edge of one of the handles would have been, so on the side of the wound, there is a trace of poison, but nothing going through her system.
Right, okay. I relay that info. So is that the same as with the other daggers? Because obviously I've looked at the other one. Is that the same?
As in, yeah. So there are three daggers which are the three daggers which appeared to be regular daggers. No, it appeared to be that they didn't have particularly anything poisonous on them. You remember those being very pristine. But you do recognise this to be the same poison as you found. Yes, you've been tracking.
Okay, so same poison, but like, I don't have the dagger to compare yet, do I?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so same poison. That's all I can know. But she hasn't been poisoned.
No.
Okay. From my detecting, it's the same poison as the assassins, but she herself has not been poisoned by her own dagger. That's a real step back.
It was the
Nah.
While we're
What?
looking at the wound, can we see the hilt?
Of the dagger.
Like the hilt that she pulled the dagger from, yeah.
The scabbard. do you
Yeah,
mean?
the scabbard. Sorry. Yep, that's the one. Words.
You'd have to make an investigation check on the body, please.
Okay.
Dagger.
The dagger
You
was a
thought it
dagger
was-
all along.
You thought it was goulash, but it was me, a dagger.
Investigation. That's a 50.
Reveals drop.
How much is it?
Reveals dagger.
I'm sorry.
How much is it?
The roll was a 15.
15. You sort of rifle on her waist. There is, the usual kit for a guard. The scabbard is empty, where her dagger would have been pulled from. It's a
Does it-
standard scabbard.
Is there any poison in the scabbard that
Detect
I would
points
have
still going.
detected?
It's interesting in a way that in a place where you wouldn't expect the handle of a dagger this size to fit in this scabbard would be, there is a little residue of poison. It looks like whatever dagger was in here, considering the placement and the dragging of the poison, wouldn't actually fit the scabbard that was pushed into.
I relay that information.
Interesting.
So it seems like she was stabbed with a dagger that wasn't hers, or is that what the information we're getting is, or no?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Wait, am I hearing this out loud?
They're probably, yes.
I think she rolled onto it,
Hmm.
but got it out before and looked like she was about to get to net. But I think she's definitely an assassin.
She may not be the only one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Also, the intelligence was an 18.
18. She used a dagger which didn't fit the scabbard she was carrying it in. The poison, but not on any of the blade, and that's consistent with the wound. It's also consistent with the wounds you've seen. To a certain extent, the only difference on yourself and on Lorella, the only difference is that she hasn't been poisoned.
Okay.
What
Higher than that.
what class is she? Would I know, Jennifer? Like
what's the
what
level?
race and class?
Race appears to be some sort of genasi.
Don't know what that is.
Genasi, it's sort of a genie origins, a descendant of an air genasi or something.
Okay.
So blue skin, silvery hair. What her abilities are, obviously classes you wouldn't have a consideration of in the game necessarily. But as Cass, you could go and ask and easily learn that she was the cook. She had the same sort of basic training as everyone else. Was a fairly average guard. Competent with a short sword and with like daggers and the regular standard fighting.
Do the genasi have any like resistance to poison? Like, would Cass know that, or?
Make an intelligence check with disadvantage because you never come across them before. So you're really going to be going.
I mean, I don't think there's much point in rolling again,
Okay.
but
No idea.
I mean, 2.
2, no idea.
No idea. Do we know what race the other assassins were? No. Was there any
They were all different,
similarities?
seems like.
All different. Okay.
We can't be sure that the same is really, I guess, what the information we got was.
Okay.
Oh, well, that was a spray.
I'm so sorry. That was a big spray.
Oh,
So I've got to move so that I can plug in the computer.
yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry.
What do you use as spit? Or that?
You can do that. Can we move this actually closer to? Like that. Is that all right? Okay. Sorry.
Wait,
Just
hold on, hold
adjusting.
on. Easy peasy. It's rotatable.
Right.
And what? How is this working? These
Yeah.
screens? I'm so confused.
Maybe I can't.
Don't do that.
This is Emma.
Oh, I hate.
Ah. Oh, that.
That was
I
great.
see. I see.
The behind the scenes.
It's like I took a video of you guys, which you'll probably see, but as like I zoom in on you, I'm frozen, but you can see my face in the mirror looking at the camera. So it looks like really weird because in the screen I'm like looking forward, then I'm video. It's all very strange.
That's funny. Okay.
But
So unfortunately, within that, you can't quite tell what the genetic makeup of the genetic of origin. And Slya, you figured out this much. It's without getting help from someone else, or to be honest, just you didn't roll high enough to learn it.
Yeah, that's fine. Does she look stable?
For now, yes. Neff, I'm assuming you would mention what you had. No. She looks stable for now.
Why no?
No.
You do announce your.
But
Yeah,
not
I
necessarily-
announced that I did spare the.
It was meant. It was.
But I don't announce the check. I didn't mention it.
She did.
Wait.
There. I feel like she'd be best to clean up.
Wait, but I'm still there in the room, right? I'm just like walking
Going
off.
to bath.
I've written here, Neff is waddling in shame
Yep.
and to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Brian's just watching you yell at you. He's recovered from the sight of just seeing you.
Well, I wouldn't have. The thing is, I wouldn't have just.
Cass,
Oh.
and Bluey. Jennifer eventually, not Jennifer, Zan eventually comes back with Gelda, who has rolled his sleeves up and is starting to kneel down next to Jennifer, and is just beginning to make her way, checking her body and beginning to, it appears, channel some healing magic into her. Zan pulls you all aside. The three. So, what have you learned?
that it's got the dagger seems to have had the same poison as the other daggers that we found with the assassins, but it doesn't seem to quite fit the scabbard that Jennifer has. So maybe it's her dagger, maybe it's not her dagger. Until we can speak with her, we won't be able to know for sure. But there's definite links with the assassin, and she looked like she was about to go for Neff, apparently. So let's be wary of the goulash lady.
I think you're right. You goulash like her.
What?
Goulash like her. Please tell me. Goulash enthusiast.
Oh, right, sorry.
Mm.
Please. So you were there. You're the only one who actually saw that happened here, other than yourself. Fine. What do you think?
She got Ned. I think.
Sorry, we're having a lot of trouble hearing, or I'm having a lot of trouble hearing Bluey.
Oh, sorry. Hello, I'll talk like this. Right. I mean, Osha noticed something happening with Jennifer. the ground, came in and helped, and yeah, she looked pretty set on getting close to Neff, and sort of, yeah. But later she rolled around and fell on.
She fell on it.
Yeah, she went.
Right. And Flyer, do you think that the
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, no, you completely cut out.
Hang on. Just
Yeah.
can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I
One
don't
second.
think I can't hear the others. What is Anna doing?
I don't know, but it's very cute.
It is adorable. Can you hear us? Anna? No. One
Lily says
second.
1 second.
Oh, okay. We have.
Ooh.
Okay, right. Sorry, I had to restart Discord.
Yeah, Emma's computer's
Okay.
sound.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you. So from do the wounds match up with Blue's description of what happened?
From my medicine check, do they?
You're gonna have to go back and look again because from what you saw before, you weren't specifically looking for it, and you know,
Okay. Can I roll another medicine check to look at it again?
specifically looking at the wounds. Yeah.
Also, quickly while you're rolling that, what time are we planning on going till today? Just because I need to tell my friend what time train to get.
Time should we go on to 11. So 1 more hour.
Cool. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
I can work things out now.
21.
21. The wound that
Yeah.
she has is not the wounds that you've seen, accidental wound. It seems intentional to a certain point.
Okay. And I will convey that to Zan. It's possible that when she fell, someone may have attempted to take her out. She may have actually seen something,
Right.
which would, I guess, make sense as to why the pantry that she had the key for would have had a fire room set in it.
Interesting. I need to think about some things. Let me know when everyone from your party is back. I need to talk to you all. And let's move her somewhere secure. For her sake and for ours.
Indeed.
Okay. At which point, everyone who's outside, as you begin to lift Jennifer, you hear a sort of like, what I missed? What did we learn? And you see Osha with a big burlap sack full of things, sweating, like sweat dropping down her brow, and it's like a bit of sweat in her eye. She wipes it away. She's like, okay, what we learn? Hello, I'm back. How's the assassin doing? Good. Good?
Not in this.
Osha, how sure are you that she wanted to stab Neff?
I don't think she wanted to stab Neff.
What?
She wasn't trying to stab Neff.
Oh.
Who is she trying to stab?
Herself, I was trying to stop her. Sorry, I didn't say that before I left, did I? Hang on, let me put the shopping down.
What?
Jennifer shot no.
Oh.
Oh.
I love how that just all of us are just now like standing in the courtyard, like that just messes everything up.
Like, if she didn't seem affected by poison, and she wanted to get at herself with a poison dagger, then why would she want that to?
So there wasn't actually any poison in her system.
Yeah.
There was poison on.
As if it had been touched by the hilt where the poison would be.
Oh. Sorry.
Cass, can you make
Yes.
an intelligence check for me? You having the most fighting experience might be the most sure of what's happening here. And I'll let... Actually, Bluey, I'll let you do it as well. Intelligence roll. Yeah, I know. Initially, I didn't say it because I know your intelligence isn't that great, but...
21.
21.
I don't remember what mine was. I think it's mine. No, wait. Wisdom is
Okay, so just roll dice, and then we'll see.
17.
Okay, decent enough. I just realised that you don't have something, so it doesn't. You won't technically be able to know. Okay, actually, sorry, redact that. You don't have the dagger, so you wouldn't know what to look for. So unfortunately, you can't figure it out. Sorry.
All of a sudden, Cash just feels really smart, but there's nothing she could. She's just like, I feel so intelligent, but I still don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
You have to be loud.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Zan sort of pipes up and says, "Wait, what was that first thing you said?"
Does the poison not at the hilt? Not at the hilt.
Anna, you've got to speak up.
Is the
You're
poison
so
at the
quiet.
hilt? Sorry.
If the Zan replies, "Well, if, as you're saying, the poison was at the hilt of the blade, and Osha stopped her stabbing herself before the hilt could get there, there wouldn't be any poison."
Ah,
Yeah,
pretty cool, but also why?
but also why? Exactly. So let's get her to a safe place, a secure place, and figure it out. Okay, come with me, and Zan leads you to a safe, secure place, aka where you had the last assassin, but slightly more comfortable.
Cleaned up or
Cleaned up, feet bed now.
so?
You place her down, and 4 armed guards wait with Jennifer. Brian, you've just been watching Neff go to the bathroom. We're going to cut back here.
Hold on.
Where are you hiding that?
I'm gonna call out.
She's in
to you.
so it's not just one big room.
Oh, okay.
There's the hallway, which is one big room. Then there's
Okay,
the
right.
upstairs, which is a beautiful, grand, big staircase. Woo, 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 Beauty and the Beast style. And then there's a wing with bedrooms.
Yep.
And there's a wing with like library and study.
Right.
And then there's the basement, which has spa and like baths and so on and so on.
Okay. Like this time, she's walking with her hand in her face.
Yeah.
Brian?
What's happened to you? I'd be loud.
Okay.
Brian's not loud. You what, mate? You what, mate?
You what, mate? You what? You what?
Brian, come walk with me. So.
I am actually guarding you.
Oh no, okay. I'll
Coming here?
yeah, sure. I don't mind. So we went to the bazaar, and a riot broke out.
Oh, what's
A riot broke out.
why?
Well, we I went with Osha and Bluey and Shrekimus. I think that's his name, the Dragonborn fellow. We went to the bazaar. I wanted to go to find some materials and some other things of little importance. Well, some of more importance than others, but regardless, we went there, and well, we spotted Jennifer in the crowd, and Osha pointed her out, and we decided, well, we need to bring her back to ask her about some things regarding what happened to Cass and the assassins, and there's a lot of stuff going on. We just needed to ask her about something. We saw her, and I thought we should approach her, but Osha was like, no, maybe we should be sneaky. And so we were like, okay, we'll be sneaky, but Osha is much better at being sneaky than I am, and I tripped and I fell into some fish, and I insulted the fishmonger, and then Shrekimus burned his entire supply of fish, and he didn't like that, and we tried making things right, but we made things worse, and then they attacked us, and in the confusion of the moment, a riot broke out, and we managed to make it out with little to no damage, although Jennifer, I don't know what happened to her. I turned around and she was bleeding from a stab wound, so I figured we need to get her back here, and left behind a dagger. Shrekimus pulled me onto the Pegasus, and now we're here. Now I'm dirty and covered in fish. I don't know what to do. I don't have a holy symbol.
Wait, so what do you stabbed Jennifer?
Well, there was a stab wound and a dagger in her. I didn't see anything. No, I wasn't facing her.
Brian's looking torn because on the one hand he wants to go ask people who did see it, but on the other hand he doesn't want to. So he's like, oh, okay. Are there any guards nearby that I can
How nearby? There are some guards guarding her right now, not too far from me.
Okay, yeah. Would you mind yelling at the door and telling a guard to come to me? And he's standing very protectively in front of the door with Lorella and Sam.
Why is this so funny to me?
Yes, okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Wait, are you like stinky and fishy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Brian looks at you and he's like, yeah, that seems
I'm also
fair.
like covered in tears and red eyes.
He's like, this seems fair. And he claps his hands and just water starts to rain on you.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Aw.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate your
And he
water.
blows, and then this wind just goes through you, and you're like,
Do I take any damage from this? Or is
no,
this-
it's
okay.
not.
No, you're
It's
alright.
strong.
I'll be right back. Thank you. I'll just, instead of yelling, I'll just run up to one of the guards, the first guard I see, I guess, and I'll tell them that I need to take them to Brian, our ice boy. So, if I run back, do I see any guards?
As you're back, yes, you do. There's many.
Okay, can I just insight check a friendly guard? Can I just like look around, like perception maybe, actually?
Sure.
That's a 9.
9. Yes, there are guards around. None of them look particularly happy.
Okay, I'll walk up to the first one that I see. Excuse me, guard?
Yes.
How tall is the guard?
6'7".
Oh!
How can I help you?
Could you please, my dear friend, needs you for an important reason.
No.
What? Might I ask why?
I have orders to walk on the walls.
Who gave you the orders? Walk on the wall. All right.
Zan?
Zan,
Leader?
where can I find Zanelle?
Over there. Zan is standing over there, looking.
How tall is Zanelle?
How tall is Zan?
How tall is Zan?
5'2".
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Zanelle.
I can lose
This
that.
guard, Zanelle. I need you to ask this guard if they can come with me. I need to talk to Brian, and he needs a guard, and I need some help.
She hates
Can I? Are we there? Can we overhear all this?
Yes. you
Okay. Instead of the guard, I will just go to Brian.
This is just panic.
Yeah, so no, first
Yeah.
of all, job to do, okay? And she said, I'm fine. And she,
Okay.
okay, bye.
Do I see
Yeah.
Sia?
Yes.
Yeah. Nessa's just gonna kind of like just say to Zan, I've got this. Don't worry about it.
Brian needs you. Please come with me.
Okay.
He's this way. She trips over a little bit as she walks.
You go off through the room, through the mansion to where you know Brian to be. And you find Brian.
Right, I wasn't allowed to bring a guard. I'm sorry.
Brian reaches out like quite far. He's just like. He just looks like.
I brought Slia.
What's the problem?
What happened? Let's see what happened. Is there any witness?
So apparently she stabbed herself, or it was an intentional wound. It wasn't an accident. That's what OSHA said. OSHA came back. Neff, you're.
Is she alright?
Yes, she looks very windswept.
That's really good to hear.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh shit! Hang on, keep going.
Windswept is she? 20. Windswept. Okay.
Shit, she's so windswept.
Brian, did you want to go and have a look? I can take over the watch. If that's what you were intending.
I would appreciate that. And he just looks at me.
You hear a soft from behind the door, and then
Peer back.
you see Lorella has started to slowly sit up and take slow, deep breath.
Oh. I look at Neff. See, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, how emotional? You're not very emotionally stable. I think I can.
You think you're gonna just make your own judgment on that? I think.
Is it Neff? You go. If you want a proper bath, you can go have one.
I just need a very quick one. Just need to clean up.
Off you.
I'll be right back.
Seeing this is real life is so good.
Oh,
We do need to get everyone ready for the meeting in the Garden of Salt.
Aelin, I'm not Aelin, sorry.
Yeah.
How do I say that? Slayer, the time has long passed.
Yeah.
Since you were supposed to meet, which is a very interesting. It's interesting that you should bring that up right now.
I feel like we had a good reason being on time, but we should probably we should
Send a message.
I'm gonna take a
Yeah.
Okay.
How clean am I from Brian's washing?
Rinsed. Like someone took a hose and then took a really strong hair dry.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
We have important matters. Wait, we're meeting with the. No, I have to go. I have to go clean.
Neff, go. Just leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull Slayer inside to quickly check.
Yeah, Slayer, you see that Lorella is sort of slowly sitting up in bed. Her eyes immediately look to Saraza, and then blinks and looks over at the two of you. What happened?
Brian looks at Slayer because he's not good with the words.
What's the last thing you remember?
I was with Saraza, and there was a big explosion, a lot of noise. I think I did that. And then I was sitting up with Daniel and Neff. And I felt very sad. I don't really know why. And tired. And
How do you feel now?
less sad, more tired, very confused. Where are Neff and Daniel?
I don't have eyes on Daniel. Neff just went to go
That's like you're up
clean up again.
Where did she go?
I believe she's safe.
But
Okay, Loretta's starting to panic. He puts his hand on Slayer's arm as they go.
Mhm.
He just gives a small bow to Loretta and back to the room. He's gonna try and find Daniel.
Okay. In the meantime, until Danielle is in the room, if she comes to the room, is just watching the door, not particularly, as you can imagine, in the mood for talking. So you spend the rest of your time in there until Brian is back, waiting for them, I would assume, unless there's anything you want to say at her. Brian,
Ran.
looking for Daniel. You look through a lot of the room in the mansion, and you do eventually find her down in the spa, in the sauna, getting her foot rub from one of the servants, which looks sad.
It's sad.
It's a sad foot rub.
It's the non-satisfactory.
It doesn't necessarily look unsatisfactory. She just looks like,
Does she have towels on?
yes.
Okay, Brian goes in. Just
Come in. Hello, Brian. Okay.
That was completely cut out, Lily.
your mother's woken up. She's
Okay. I'll hang on. Do you know I've been in here since the cannonball?
Are you?
I don't know.
Can I do a check on her to see if like she's okay?
Yeah, do an insight check.
16.
Just looking at the ground towards her feet. Just like a bit like a wistful expression on it. And then you look over and you see the ghostly servant who is rubbing her feet is a slightly handsome man. And she says to you, you know, I fell in love and then I found out that these people weren't technically real.
Okay, Brian sits down very carefully next to her and just pats her shoulder. Danielle,
Yes.
have you ever been in a relationship?
No.
You know, you have a lot of self.
Of course. I'm stunning.
Yes, you are. You keep passing people. From what I can tell, just based on illusion, I want you to be happy. If you preserve your love for someone to get to know them, I think it would be a better approach. Like waiting maybe like a month after knowing somebody, and that's when you just think you actually love them. And they are worthy of you. You're so wonderful. And you need to find someone same level. I don't want you to be hard or different.
And you're sure it's not you, right?
Yeah, someone alive and straight is the best way to go.
Someone alive and likes me. Okay. Okay.
If you want, after this is all over,
Uh-huh.
I will go out with you to a restaurant or a cafe, and we can try and talk to some people and have a normal day out.
That actually sounds really nice.
And Brian, because she's in towels, he's not going to give her a hug. He's just going to pat her shoulder. I think we should get out of the sauna.
Okay. And when you touch somewhat obviously, and she's like, get out now, and kicks her foot away. It's like, you don't know the real me. You couldn't handle all of it. She follows you out, Brian. And you
I think Danielle is one of my favourites.
Yeah, she is.
Danielle so much.
We're going to find her the perfect man.
We have to now.
Oh yeah.
Brian will win. It'll be great.
I was laughing. I was like,
Get out now.
You're not worthy of me.
Danielle takes a moment to clean up. Doesn't take her long. And she follows you to Loretta's room. And when she comes in, Slya, she.
I don't know if Sarah's would have said anything.
Sarah's was asleep.
Okay, so Slya probably would have just said, I don't know how to put it delicate, but we had to raise you from the dead.
Okay.
I couldn't let you die.
But you should have saved them. There was only one chance. And I took it away from you. I don't have any more diamonds inside. Sorry.
Slya kind of looks over at Sarazar and then back to Lorella. Please don't apologize. I have no regrets. This Discord die, I can't hear anything.
What is happening?
I know!
It's just me and Ayla just like sat here, you guys talking, and we're just like, what are you saying?
Yeah, all I saw was Jade statue and then nothing.
I didn't even hear that. All thing I heard was that was your last chance of the diamond, and then nothing.
Oh, you didn't hear me say I have no regrets?
No.
No regrets.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and repeat that. Slya looks over at Sarazar and then back to Lorella and says, I have no regrets.
Oh.
Lorella sort of sits up with all of her pulls herself, tries to stand up. But you see that her legs are shaking as she does so, and she reaches out for you. And she reaches out for you as if to say, give you a hug.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Help me up, and also I want a hug.
Slya will. I think Slya really interprets it more as trying to help her up, and if it like turns into a hug, she'll just kind of tense and then like let her hug, like, and then kind of return the hug.
Yeah. And she sets herself back down and says, but I still need to wait for. And at that moment, I think Januel throws open the door and is like, Mama! And you see immediately relief sort of swamp over her face, and Lorella seems to calm down. And Daniel goes up and rushes and gives her a hug. He's like, I'm glad you're awake again. I've learned so much since you've been asleep, and I'd love to tell it to you once you've gotten less of like, I don't know, like being tired and like a headache. And Lorella was like, can't wait to hear. Let's go back
Like
to
that cat meme.
Right.
I do want to dip out and go and find
Okay. What else has been going on?
I need to go find Brian after I'm Baron. We should take it on these for a while.
him.
Okay.
Go find him.
Would have been done. Would have seen Brian in the main hall as you are about to go outside and look.
Brian. Hello. We have another viewer. Brian. I know things haven't gone well at all recently. Of all the things that could have happened and could have gone wrong, more than that did. In more ways than any of us really could have expected. At our expense. I'm really sorry for that. And I wanted to thank you for putting up with me for all this time. There's something I need help with. Good insight. No,
He
literally.
does have good insight, what can I say?
I want to give something to Sarazar.
Oh shit! Hang on, I forgot about this.
Well, I want to give him something that I think might serve as a token of, well, a memoir in some way, but also a message that I want to give him, I guess. Because I think he's, especially as of recent, he's been through a lot. And I'm more grateful than he could ever know. but I'm missing one thing. I wanted to find something like a stone or a gem that could represent. Well, I might keep that a bit of a surprise, but something fiery, passionate, something very.
A cactus.
Not a cactus.
An orange cactus.
Sorry.
I don't know where to look.
Okay, just out of game. You should have asked Core this question.
Lol.
Can I do like? I'm gonna use luck because I think this is important.
Sorry, Brian.
You have a very good basic knowledge of nature.
Okay, that's much better. 19
Is
plus
I have one fear. I don't know what it is, but I'm
26.
scared.
26.
Okay. Yes.
Can I just know what that stone is?
I guess I'm describing like a citrine stone.
The 26. Do I know a citrine stone would
Yeah.
be ideal?
Yeah.
I tell Neff this information.
What? What? A citrus stone?
Citrine.
A citrine stone. Where might I find one?
Where might I find one?
I don't even know.
What is going on?
I'll get it in a second.
I tell you where you can find one.
Oh yeah.
You have a think. Do you remember that 6'7" tall guard you were talking to? You had a really, really nice necklace on.
Oh, I'm gonna steal off this guy.
Which didn't suit her. I don't know.
Okay, I think I feel it.
Girl, that necklace.
Okay, I'm gonna place my hand on Neff's armpit. I remember someone wearing one. We could ask her where she.
Would be lovely.
Alright, we're gonna go out and find
We go
citrine lady.
scavenging. This is the weirdest.
I love how this is happening all the time that Jennifer is just like stabilizing, got this assassin thing going on, and it's like, no, I must find a stone.
We should. I don't know how much. Well, really, with all the things that have happened, I really don't know how much time we have for anything. So we should.
I think the sentiment is nice, but I think we should.
Very, very quickly, you rush up to the walls where you see the secret lady peering over off, looking into the distance, and she's wearing a very nice tree necklace. And she's like, oh, where can you get one? You want one? I have another. It's broken though.
Oh,
Okay, 4 gold.
4 gold it is. I hand over the gold.
Can I have 4 more?
You can. Here are 8 gold. Thank
And she goes back to her room, disappears for a second, and comes back with a broken necklace.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're a lifesaver. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes.
okay, I'm gonna go find out.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You're not welcome.
He walks away.
All right. I have a random question. Let's say that I have a rock that I want to, like, I want to use the metal of the bird figure that I crafted and set the stone into it. Could I use the Sakuretsu Sakura whip to cast the cantrip Firebolt, which comes with Sakura blossoms, to heat up the metal, like stick it in the stone, like make a freaking necklace?
Or you could just ask Brian to use control flames.
Do you really think Neff would think of that?
Okay, here's what
I love
happens.
that idea.
You draw a ring in the sand in the middle of the guard pit. You place the coin in the center with the broken
Oh
necklace.
no.
Take a walk around, staring down at it. You're about to have an agony Kai with this necklace combo. And you wait, you slam it once on the ground, cherry blossom. The firebolt gets going, and you're like, yes, now is the time.
Yes.
You lift, roll, throw it back, and then someone's like, hey, you want to stop? I got a better idea. And you turn around, it's a very short, very, very short woman in guard's armor with long jet black hair who's playing with a puzzle ball. And she has very dexterous fingers, and she's like, oh, what are you doing?
Nefel, Credimanges.
Yeah, I know.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I am trying to, well, I have this stone here. And I
See
have,
it. Pretty.
okay, yes. It is currently attached to this necklace, but maybe we can break it out. I would like to take this stone, and I have this little, okay, it's not very well crafted, but it's meant to be a bird, kind of, if you look at it just like this, and from no other angle, it looks like a bird. I want to set the stone the bird. I've never done this.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Give me 50 gold. Now, let me finish my sentence.
We can make a trade.
Let me finish my sentence.
Yes.
Let me finish my sentence.
Yes. Yes.
By background, I was a jeweler, right? I got the Dexy fingers.
Yes.
I like the shiny things.
Uh-huh.
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 Do you get where I'm going?
No.
I can do this for you.
Yes.
50 gold though.
Okay. Okay. That's yes. Would you accept an OU?
From the princess, make a persuasion check.
Please don't fail me now. It's a 19.
I want collateral. Give me something good.
Okay. Here's everything I have.
Okay.
So you look at and see some items.
I'm upset.
What do you see? Which page is my inventory on? Somewhere
Very
here.
front page.
The very front page? Wait, are you doing here?
Brian still hasn't.
Oh, I found it. Okay. So I have the following in this order. So I have a shield, which I never use, which I really should because it gives me +2 AC.
Yeah. Manufacture mildew shield.
Yeah, I never use that. So.
Yeah.
I have leather, which I'm currently wearing, kind of ripped a bit. Clothes common, barrier.
Nope.
Poison healing.
No.
Water.
No.
The bronze weapon, which is obvious.
No.
An option. The Sakura to Sakura itself, which is pretty cool. A mended fat suit, a dodgy pirate outfit, 2 cloaks, one of which is the ritual combat cloak, which is partially ripped. The other one was the sandstorm cloak that we got when we were traveling through the thing, and the Sauer's was like, take it, please. There's a tuft of sphinx.
This spot suit's
There's
pretty
a-
esoteric.
There's a tuft of Chibukari in my inventory.
I must stop you right there. I want a favor.
What would you like?
I don't know yet, but I want it.
You
Shake
go.
my hand.
Shake hands.
Sweet. Give me 5 minutes, and she goes away.
Okay.
Right, Brian.
Yes.
In the meantime, you're going to figure out what's going on. Where is everybody else when this is happening? Because a lot is going on.
I mean, Bluey and Cass, I think, have just been with Jennifer. No, I don't think we.
Jennifer was put under armed guard, so you can stay with her if you want to. Wait until she wakes.
I don't know. Maybe Bluey and Cass just eating the leftover goulash that was around. I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone's been doing a lot of weird things. I think Cass is just like, what is happening?
Well, I know Bluey feels betrayed by the goulash and has
Oh,
some
no.
complicated feelings for it. So I think she's gonna like monitor how you are eating it just to like check.
You're going to use Cass as a test subject.
No,
Alright, Cass is just drinking. She doesn't know what's going on anymore. She's just having strong zeros.
You
I'm
guys are
playing with a padlock that
Okay.
she's got from Viv.
sounds good.
Waiting for everyone else.
So, as everyone begins to gather back together, you notice Cass and Bluey sitting together. Cass is drinking and playing with the padlock. Bluey is watching. Slya, you left in the other room. Neff is nowhere to be. You're having an agony eye. But you approach.
Yes.
Sweet.
So I see Cass drinking and Louis not eating
not
goulash.
eating the
Not
goulash.
eating. Can somebody
Brian,
say-
where is everyone?
Okay. Leah is with Lorella. Neff was.
She's
having-
awake.
She is awake. I was with her, but I would very much like to know what happened with the stabbing of Jennifer.
Wouldn't we all? It's all been a bit confusing. She kind of seemed to stab herself, but then we're not sure why. And yeah, that's basically where we're at. There's not much more information that we've got. Is that there's poison, which was similar to the assassins, but it doesn't quite match up with the scabbard and the dagger. So we're like, is she the assassin, or did the assassin get to her? But we don't know at the minute.
Current theory is that the hilt has poison, not tip. Maybe. I thought she was going up. I don't know.
So she was going after Neff, and then dagger ended up in her.
Well, I don't.
What happened? Did she rolled? Was the crowd near her? Did someone push her?
Okay, so she was sort of there was a sort of natural being pushed out as you were trying to leave, through the force of the crowd, and the crowd sort of jostling you.
Did you see anyone near else who stabbed her?
I don't think so. She got close. Yeah.
You were with.
I was a little bit. It was.
Okay,
We accidentally insulted everyone there, and they had anti-royal sentiments. A lot of them. We were a bit worried. Yeah.
so the people with you were Neff, Draco, Jennifer, and
Hello, I'm here too.
so
Yeah, hi.
did you see her?
Yes, she's tried to stab herself.
Can I inside check?
Yep.
I'm gonna use luck. That was plus 9, which is 20.
She believes she's telling the truth.
Can I ask out of game, just to clarify all that information I just got. So when Jennifer fell, she was stabbed. Slya has inferred that she was stabbed by somewhere else, but we don't. I want to know information I would listen.
Yeah. So Jennifer apparently tried to stab her. So Osha grabbed her. As she grabbed her, they were pushed out, fell apart, and when Osha turned around, she was stabbed.
So then, well, I think we should talk to stop her. And if she didn't,
Can't hear any of that.
Louder.
okay. First of all, we should stop Jennifer to try and kill herself. And once she's awake, we can find out if she did try to, or if it was someone else.
That's the plan. Just waiting for everyone to arrive, I think, but everyone keeps vanishing.
I can, well, I can wrangle people up. What we need, Slya. What, Saraza?
Neff,
Someone should stay with
I can put some of my best people on it.
that would be very helpful.
He went to go find the dagger. Neff forgot.
we should wait until potentially Shrek. Wait with.
What about Gareth?
Yeah.
Stayed with her the whole time. Okay. Gareth!
And she.
And Gareth comes running.
we don't.
Yeah. You want to go watch Lorella? Why? She needs someone. Okay. And Gareth goes. Get Sarah's answer. 2 minutes later, you hear a knock at the door.
Yes.
It's Gareth.
Slya's actually gonna look to Lorella and see if she wants her to open the door.
It's fine. I trust him.
Okay.
I knew she would.
Yes.
You needed downstairs, so I'm going to take over up here. Sarah's is supposed to go as well. She can stay, and so could Daniel.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Gareth goes over. Sarah's. Yeah, and Sarah. And Gareth. No. Right. Okay. Where's the battle? Where's my sword?
Battle of the mind.
And when he stands up, he stretches, and he's like, and turns around and is like, oh, Loretta. Hello, Daniel. And she's like, hello. And Laura's like, no. Okay, I have to go. Okay. I'm back soon. And
We
then
could just meet up here instead. Send everyone out.
that feels like it's gonna be too much effort. Not gonna lie. You,
We all try to congregate around Jennifer.
yes.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
the place where the last of us died.
Yeah. Slyer and Sarah's
Yep.
both go downstairs.
You can tell me if this is too paranoid. Once Gareth leaves, can I scry on Gareth? Trust me, I
Yes.
have a reason. Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, scry on
Okay. Oh wait, you can't scry for people from another.
as soon as he moves.
Yep, he's starting to walk towards the entrance of the mansion.
So it is Gareth. Okay, friends.
Oh my god! I'm not saying
Goulash was a goulash.
The thing is, the thing is, Brian doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm actually all on board with this at this point because we're just not sure if people's faces are the right faces and whatnot.
He's just like,
To be fair, since the ritual combat up until now, it's only been a few days. I feel
Yeah.
like it's, people are
very
Yeah.
fresh.
Paranoid is on point.
3 days. It's only 3 days. Right. Okay.
Anyway, first person you met here was basically Talos Beiraki. Anyway,
Up to them, just waiting. Like,
so Slyer and Sarah's join the rest of you down there. Now it's only wait 5 minutes and Viv comes back with exactly what you described to her in detail. And it's like, here you go. Hey,
this is even better than I imagined.
cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, you did a real I'm trying to make it as best as I
I'm glad I'm consistent.
can.
What was your name again?
Viv.
Viv, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Alright.
I have a feeling
Bye.
I should be.
I love how irreverent the guards are with the royal family. Like they're supposed to be like, yes, I'll do whatever you say, but all just like self.
Maybe because around on what all day it's boring. It's like it's kind of fun. Maybe.
It's almost as if you just cracked it. Exactly that.
I'll go back and try to find the others.
You do. They're all together.
I walk in.
Okay, so everyone, you're outside the door to Jennifer's room, and you hear a
What the fuck? What the
Friend.
Shrek.
Oh, right, sorry.
The murder weapon
Shrek and Beth.
dagger at your feet, and you're all together. Sarah's as well.
Can I tell Shrekimus to go?
But I would like to witness the. And he looks at your face and is like, yes, and leaves.
Oh my god, did Brian just intimidate Shrek?
I think it was more like this is not he's not in the right state of mind. But you know what? Let's say it's intimidation. Intimidating the stressed.
Okay, where am I really? Can I walk up?
You can. You're all sort of standing together.
Can I insight check it?
For
Overall mental well-being. Shocks. Insight checking in relation to them.
okay.
Dark side. Wow, that's many pages. Why is it like? Yeah. Okay. 24.
Seems better, less tired. It's only been a little time though. Not much has particularly changed. I want to kill.
Did that come through?
What?
Okay, I realized I just whispered.
Yeah, no, that did not come through.
No.
Sarah, are you okay? And then that was Emma's reply. And then I was like, oh,
I think I want to kill someone.
I sure hope it's not me given the circumstances. I would like to talk to you later. Is that okay? Alone.
Hang on. Takes 2 steps back. What is I feel like we're not going to have time.
That's okay. Another 3 or 4 steps.
1. Okay, how's that?
Sarah.
Yeah.
You've been here for us the whole time. Since the
Left
very
over.
beginning. And especially within the last 3 days, I can only imagine what we've put you through, specifically us.
It was.
I'll put my hand on it. Sarah.
Yes.
You cut out again, Emma.
He said it was all worth it because you're alive, and that's amazing.
Sarah, I think you've done a wonderful job of helping us reach some of our potential. You've done your best,
I'm
given the
not so
circumstances.
sure about this. Given the circumstances,
Yeah,
we have
okay,
what we
I mean,
need.
That might be true,
Mhm.
but I think you need to also do what's right for you in your lifetime. I don't want you to leave this place and have any regrets about anything that you could have done or should have done or wished you'd had done or try to justify it in some way where you have to serve some sort of goal that you've driven into your mind. You listen to your mind a lot, but I think you need to listen to your heart. You need to listen to your heart. I made this for you.
Oh.
And then it's gonna reach out and like bring out her crew thing, which I actually have.
Yay! Oh my god!
No, don't do it.
Holy shit.
I knew about this I didn't know what it was. I knew something was happening. You told me to wait.
Yeah, I told you that the birds, birds. I've noticed they don't think about things too much. They just follow their hearts. They follow. It's a simple one, and they know it. It's right in front of them, and they see it. Your part. You're very passionate. Thank you.
That's sort of thing. Oh my
That cut out, but I don't think.
Oh, why?
Thomas! Wait. But why?
You be an IRL.
Sarah!
Tell us.
Oh,
My daughter!
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, why am I ready to do this? Look, dudes, I'm gonna die.
How's that vibe?
Lift it higher.
let's, yeah.
On my face.
Oh, so cute.
Cute. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Why?
This way.
I think you'll remember us for a long time.
And for other reasons.
He says this way, you'll remember us forever. Sarah's and he says,
No matter where you're destined.
yeah. Sarah has a tear in his eye. He holds it, and he says, "Thank you." Oh, I feel too real.
And they
We
cry.
hug. But know that it's not only this that's going to keep us together.
I hope that's true.
So do I.
Oh.
We should get back to the others. I think.
Yes,
Oh my God.
you take 4 steps forward, and you're right back there. Right. I'm gonna cry. Everyone.
Oh, so cute.
Okay. So, you gather around in front of Jennifer's door, and you hear What's happening? Where am I? From beyond the door, muffled. You look at the dagger on the floor. You look over at each other. And Zan comes up to you and says, "So, let's get to the bottom of this, shall we?
What's our approach?
We got to find the truth. I think we start in there." She opens the door. Osha, you go in first. I have some questions for you too.
Oh.
And I think
Oh,
because it's 11, George has to go. And I don't think.
Sorry, lads.
Oh,
Dun, 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 dun.
that's a lovely cliffhanger.
Okay, I don't know if you got my message, Emma,
Right? I couldn't.
about next week.
Yes, I did.
Yes. So I'll let everyone else know. I do plan on playing next week, but it is the day after my graduation. So let's hope hungover Georgia will be able to play. I'm probably gonna be very dead, but hopefully not too dead.
That's the day after I move house.
Should we take
It will be.
Huh? What did you say?
moving house?
It's the day after I move house.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be good for then? Well, if anything else, if anyone's up and anyone can't play for whatever reason, then we can let each other know.
I mean, it should be fine. I'll just be like very dead. Yes.
Yeah, we'll be
I
alright.
will be. As long as it doesn't turn out like that boat party.
Oh,
Fine.
fun. George,
That
that
was-
was such a fun
That was
story.
bad. That was so bad. It's 0 100 for me. So I'm like, yeah. Well, at least I made that. At least I made it home safe.
There you
I
go.
don't quite know how, but at least I did.
Nice of you. From what you told me, I have no idea. At least, do you know what? At least it was in the middle of the day.
I know, but that makes it so much worse. That couple that found me on the street must have just been like, "What is happening?"
Sure. All right.
Are we playing? What time next week?
What time next week, guys?
See you.
7
I mean,
a.m. Do you want?
if we did maybe 10:30ish, just to give me a little bit more of a chance to schlep,
Sure.
that would be great.
Sounds good to me. Now my face has been frozen on me.
Also, Anna, I love your notebook.
Oh, let me show you my new notebook. I think
Oh,
you're gonna love it. Ready? You're not ready, even if you think you are right now.
Oh my god, no!
That's
And the
wonderful.
best
Oh my
one.
god, the bottom right one is just you. Ah.
There you go. And then on the inside pages is like little Matt Mercer's.
That is quite a scary one.
That's
I won't lie to you. That would.
I like this one. It's really good. I got it at con today.
Oh wait, show this.
Oh, and Lily bought me this partially.
Partially.
It's a little roll. It's a little initiative. Roll initiative. It's glittery.
Oh, that's
So
Inside,
cute.
it's got a little initiative tracker.
Oh.
You can put it in a little fireball. The Elmer class and stuff. So
Oh, that's so
wonderful.
cute.
cute.
That'd be so handy.
Oh, it's adorable.
And we definitely didn't buy anything else at all. Nothing else. Ugh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys in the dweeb shops are a nightmare. It's like you're suddenly like, I've made money.
Oh, there was so much serious stuff. There was so much serious stuff.
George.
You would have loved it.
Seen 3 episodes.
It's good. It's quite good.
But what was there loads of? Sorry.
Mhm.
She-Ra stuff.
It's
quite. You know what? It's such a wholesome watch. It's really good. It's a wholesome.
It's nice for like 11 p.m. after a bit more intense. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
right. I need to pack up my for uni because I have not packed.
Yeah.
Classic me. So I'm going to say adios, and the next time you see me, I'll be hungover, but totally graduated.
Do you want to watch Spider-Man 2 together?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
will. Let me just look at my times, and I will let you know what's going on. Mwah. Love you. Great game. Love you all.
Great game. Yeah.
Bye. I'll see you on Wednesday, Ellen.
Ah! Woo!
Yes, I'll be there. Honey P. Bye.
Bye.